Beaumont ISD pays out more than $111 million in wages every year. Of that, the wages of more than 300 are maintenance employees. That should have totaled approximately $8 million. But according to documents obtained by KFDM and a Freedom of Information request, almost $500,000 was paid in overtime in just an 8-month period. A little more than 6 months ago, the Legislative Budget Board made recommendations to BISD. In the more than 300-page report, the LBB recommended BISD establish guidelines to control the practice of overtime. Well, during the 2011-2012 school year, the Transportation and Maintenance Department incurred a total of almost $1.5 million of overtime, or 46% of the overtime expenses for the school year. The Maintenance Department alone incurred more than $500,000 in overtime expenses, or almost 17% of the overtime expenses, a trend that seems to be continuing. The three highest income earners in the department in 2013 were the facilities director, Joe Bowser, who grossed $82,538. He was followed by the assistant director of maintenance, George Luke, who received $71,646, and supervisor HVAC Robert Mann receiving $61,634. They didn't receive any overtime. But we discovered by analyzing the documents, almost all the employees in the department have received some amount of overtime pay ranging from as little as $3 to more than $18,000 in an 8-month time period. The documents we obtained through the Freedom of Information Act show the maintenance employees receiving the most overtime pay all work at the Thomas Center. John Miller, who is employed as air water maintenance, grosses $41,735, and from August of 2013 to April of this year was also paid $18,709.08 in overtime. Grounds foreman Thomas Hall grossed $41,735 and was also paid $17,560.20 in OT for 8 months. And Alton Drake grossed $45,326.99 and was paid $16,112.47 in overtime in the same period. According to the documents at the Thomas Center alone in 2013, employees were paid more than $84,000 in overtime. Overall, the district paid out nearly $500,000 in overtime, leaving many to wonder, is it necessary? I spoke with the conservator appointed by the TEA for BISD, Fred Schaefer, this afternoon. He told me that the company hired to oversee and develop the budget for the district, WCL, has recognized the overtime problem in the district. Schaefer and WCL, in fact, have a meeting scheduled tomorrow to work on a plan to curtail the amount of overtime incurred for the remainder of this year and next. Now, if you have a story about BISD or any other entity you would like for KFDM to investigate, you can email us at wastewatch@kfdm.com.